Hello everyone, thanks for checking out my video. Today I want to talk to you about a project that I've been following now for several months, but I just haven't had a chance to put together a proper review on, and that project is ZelCash. Now, I have been meaning to do this at least since December, but you know, Christmas came, the day job keeps me very busy, but here I am, and I finally got around to this. So there are a lot of different things to cover, and I want this to be a thorough review of the project and get it out there. There are a lot of crypto projects that have incredible potential but aren't getting the coverage or the exposure that they need. So I just want to do my part here as a supporter of this project and an investor to try and bring a little bit more attention to this project. So do me a favor, guys, like this video, share this video, send it to everybody that you know, and let them get a taste for a real up-and-coming crypto project that actually has a product that you can use right now. So without further ado, if you like what I'm doing, please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Let's get started. First of all, this is the ZelCore Wallet. It's an encrypted multi-asset wallet for several different types of cryptocurrency, including, of course, ZelCash, which was the whole reason they created this wallet. But then they decided to start adding additional coins like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, ZCash, Tether, Anonymous, Bitcoin Private, Horizon, and a whole list of other coins. If I click this Add Assets button, you'll see a bunch of stable assets here, including Gemini Dollar and USD Coin. Then we've got additional cryptocurrency coins here from Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Z, Bitcore Dash, Ethereum Classic, Hush, Komodo, Ravencoin, Safecoin, Zcoin, and a few others. Not only that, they've got a bunch of Ethereum tokens here. So take a look at all of these. Everything from Basic Attention Token, Binance, Funfair. They've got Dent over here, KuCoin, OhMyGo, Storage, Zilliqa, and 0x. I mean, that's just to name a few. And these assets are continually being added to the wallet. So this list will continue to grow based on interest and popularity. So it's the kind of thing that can be very fluid for those who like to keep up to date with the latest cryptocurrency coins and or tokens. As for the aesthetic of the wallet, I find it to be very attractive. You can personalize this background image, but I like it the way it is. It's kind of a little bit like I don't know, OSX kind of thing. It's got maybe a Yosemite vibe with the mountains in the background. But again, you can change that if you want to personalize it. You also have a navigation bar on the left side here, including your user information, portfolio, exchange, apps, and help. And then a little quit button at the bottom. Very simple. And of course, your assets on the portfolio page are right in front of you. Let's take a closer look at one of these wallets so I can highlight some of the important features of the wallet. So I'm going to open up my ZelCash here, and you'll see we've got my balance right in the middle, and it's expressing that in both Zel and USD. So at a glance, I can get some idea of what this coin should be trading for right now. So that's really helpful. Not all multi-asset wallets do that for you. There are some bugs here and there. Some of them aren't able to find a pair so that it can tell you what the value is in USD or euros or whatever. But it's still nice that the option is there when it is available. So this is a definite plus in my book. The other thing is we've got, of course, the send and receive buttons here, which are very simple. So if I click receive, you have a QR, which you can very easily scan or have somebody scan, or you can print out, give to somebody if you want. That's your public address. Okay, this T is a transparent address, and that you can copy and send around, and people can send you Zel at that address very simply. Another important feature of this wallet is the ability to run a full node version of the wallet. Why would you want to do that? Well, right now, by default, all of these wallets that are installed are lightweight versions, as in they are allowing you to transact, send, and receive crypto on a public address. And all of those transactions are visible to anybody who can go visit the Block Explorer. So let me give you a case in point. If I click on this one transaction here, it's going to show me all of the addresses that are attached to this transaction. Now, clearly, this was mining because here is the block reward, just under 150 Zel. And here are all the addresses that got a small portion of that block reward, okay? So this is a very public thing. However, if you would like to keep things a little bit more private, I'll give you a case in point. Let's suppose I have a relative and they're celebrating a birthday and I want to give them $100 cash. Well, I can go to the store, get a card, put $100 in and give them the card, and that's the end of it. It was a private transaction that took place between me and my relative. Nobody else needs to know about that. That doesn't need to be broadcast to the whole world. Oh yeah, Goose just gave $100 to his cousin. You know, that's silly, right? So what if you want to actually do something secure, send a certain amount of ZelCash securely through this network without having to report it on the blockchain? Well, you can do that by using a Z address, which is a private address, okay? And the only way to get access to that is through the full node wallet. And what's great about this is that if you want to take advantage of all of the privacy features that ZelCash has to offer, or even one of the other cryptocurrencies, then all you'd have to do is click this full node button and then launch the full node. Do keep in mind that because this wallet is encrypted, everything you do within this wallet will remain encrypted. So the only way to access your funds once you launch this full node will be through the ZelCore Wallet. But that's kind of the idea, because you're relying on the added encryption of the decentralized two-factor authentication and your username and password, okay? So it's just adding additional layers of security to protect your assets. In addition to all the great wallets and Ethereum tokens that are available for your portfolio, they also have exchange being offered via Shapeshift, Changelly, and Kyber, which are pretty extensive. Now, in my experience, I have found that these tend to be a little bit more expensive than if you actually go to an exchange and do a trade yourself. However, for the sake of convenience, if you're just using your mobile app and you just want to do a quick shift from Bitcoin to ZelCash or something else, then you can, in most cases, use one of these three options for right now. In the future, however, sometime down the road, there are plans to build a decentralized exchange, which will really allow people to take full advantage of the privacy features built into the ZelCash blockchain and protocol. Over here on your user settings page, there are a lot of different things you can change, including your currency. So if I wanted to switch this to straight up BTC, when I do this and go back to my portfolio, you'll see that this is how much BTC I have in my entire portfolio. If I click on ZelCash, then you'll see here's the amount of Zel, and then here's what it's worth in BTC. Really cool feature, and you can do this for a lot of other trading pairs, including euros, pounds. Wow, we've got Canadian dollars here, Australian dollars. Look at this. It's just, the list goes on and on. So you can completely personalize this wallet no matter where you live. Very cool. I'm going to put this back on USD. Like I said, you can also change the background. So you can choose whatever file you want or switch back to your defaults. If you are looking for your private key for this wallet, you can also gain access to that. This is very important for backing up your wallet, okay? If you have your private keys and you write them down and you store them in a safe location, then you should always be able to get access to your assets. What if something goes wrong with your computer? If you have a hard drive crash or lightning hits the house, I don't know, whatever. With your private keys, you will be able to recover your funds. But the good thing is with this whole setup, you have a username and a password. It's multi-platform. If you can't access it on your one hard drive because the hard drive died, then you can access it on your mobile app. You can access it on another desktop. As long as you're using the same username and password, it will remember you. So it's a really nice feature that makes it super versatile, yet keeps it secure, especially when you're using ZelID and the decentralized two-factor authentication. Another neat feature here is under coin management, I can hide assets in my portfolio. So if there are assets that I no longer want to see on my portfolio page, I can click this and then just turn them off. So let's say I don't want to see Anon anymore. I can turn that off and then go over here to my portfolio page and Anon is no longer showing up. So you can really personalize this to your heart's content. A couple other features which are really nice kind of creature comforts. First of all is the automatic logout. This is really good because what if you, I don't know, had to get up real quick and leave? It's just good to know that your wallet would eventually log itself out so that nobody else could gain access to your crypto at your computer. This is probably more beneficial to those who have a computer in a public place, I guess like in a dorm room or something. I don't know. I'm usually one who likes to automatically log myself out. And I do the same online too. Like if I'm on a social media account, like I will log myself out, then click the X. You know what I mean? Like it's just a good habit to get into. But it's good to know that this creature comfort is built in because let's face it, sometimes we do get busy. So it logs you out automatically. And lastly, they have automatic updates, which is great for any wallet. I mean, think about that, guys. How many times in crypto have you had to like go back to GitHub, download this next version, and then delete everything in the roaming folder, and then let the blockchain resync and all this crap? Like this makes it super easy. And the update is for this app itself, as well as when they add a new asset. So when new coins are added, you get an update. When new tokens are added, you get an update. When tweaks are made, you get an update. And it's all done very simply. As soon as you open up the app, you get a little message that says, this is the latest update. The next time you open it up, it will be on the latest version. So what a great creature comfort that is. So that's pretty much an overview of the ZelCore Wallet. It's an incredibly powerful multi-asset wallet for many of the major cryptocurrencies out there that takes care of a lot of the serious security issues presented by running multiple wallets. I mean, it just doesn't make sense anymore when you have the convenience of ZelCore with a username and password that's cross-platform and makes it easy for you to access your crypto wherever you are. So 2 thumbs up on this project, and I hope they continue to add assets and polish this thing up because it is really one of the best that I've seen in a long time. And I would put this right up against Exodus Wallet and Coinomi, hands down. If you'd like to learn more about ZelCore, you can check out their website, zelcore.io. Pretty much everything that I just told you is here on the About page, including information about all the different assets. Support for multiple accounts I did neglect, but yes, you can have multiple accounts if you want. So if you have several family members using the same computer, for instance, then you can have an account for each person and it will keep track of each person's crypto independently of one another. Not only that, it's totally private because ZelCash is all about privacy. That's why they're focused so much on adopting all of the latest technology from ZCash. In addition to that, like I said, light node or full node, the choice is yours. I really like that. And then, of course, built-in exchanges, Shapeshift, Changelly, Kyber. And then in the future, if development continues to progress, we're going to see a built-in decentralized exchange that is 100% their own. So there's a lot of really exciting things happening over here with the ZelCore project. And the roadmap backs that up, because you can see here in the middle where we've got Q1 2019, we're in the paradigm phase right now, which is really about establishing a solid footing in the market, bringing more attention to who they are. That's why I'm making this video right now, because I want people to know about this project and to really appreciate what they have to offer and what they're going to continue to innovate with, the new technology that's being built into the blockchain. And then in quarters 2 and 3, we'll be looking at ZelX, which is their decentralized exchange. And then finally, in quarters 3 and 4, they'll be focusing on Zel apps. Now, the idea here with the apps is that they're made to be decentralized, because they'll be utilizing the blockchain in some way or another. Now, how they're going to implement this, I really don't know. It's definitely a year away, so it's going to be hard to tell. But my understanding is it's something along the lines of maybe the Windows Store or the App Store or something to that effect, where you'll be able to access different decentralized apps being offered on this platform through ZelCore. So that could be very powerful. Can you imagine like using a decentralized spreadsheet or a decentralized, maybe even a game? I mean, who knows? Whatever the case is, there's a lot of different options that could be kind of built in to this platform. So I'm very excited to see where they go with that. They also have a pretty extensive support section here, which includes a list of all of the coins that they support, as well as those tokens that we looked at earlier. And then they also have answers to popular questions that are asked about the wallet or using the wallet. So if you're new to this and you get stumped or something, maybe you can check out the support page here and find an answer to one of your questions. Lastly, for coin developers, if you want to get listed on the ZelCore Wallet, you can click this Get Listed button and fill out the information about your project here so that the team can take a look at what you're working on. They have a pretty extensive questionnaire here so that they can vet each project and make sure that what they're going to be adding to the wallet is not only going to be good for the wallet itself, as in people are going to use it, it's going to add value to the wallet, but will also support you. So it's a two-way street here, and I love the fact that they are open to suggestions for new coins as well as supporting those that are already out there. Next, I want to talk about the ZelCash coin itself. This is the blockchain and the protocols for privacy and whatnot that form the foundation of the ZelCash project, or what they're calling the Zel ecosystem. The ZelCore Wallet is just one branch of that ecosystem. And if you want to learn more about different branches that they're getting into, we just click this About button here, and we have a little bit of a hint right here where it says the ZelX exchange. This is their decentralized exchange, which they're going to be working on in quarters 2 and 3 of this year. I just talked about that on their roadmap. They are also doing the ZelDev platform, which is their decentralized app platform. That's coming in quarters 3 and 4 this year. So 2 additional branches here now have been added to the Zel ecosystem. And these are very important. But the reason why they're important, not only the fact that we need a decentralized exchange, we need a really good place for people to start developing decentralized apps in a secure way. The ZelNodes are going to be central to the operation of both of these things, okay? So I just want to show you this Medium post. I'll put a link down in the description. But what we see here is a breakdown of the different ZelCash nodes that you can run. And the whole reason for this is to support those other 2 branches of the Zel ecosystem. First, the exchange, which will need to be running on different nodes, and then the dApps, or the development platform, which will allow developers to run decentralized apps. And we have 3 tiers here: Basic, Super, and BAMF. I'll let you figure out what BAMF stands for. And if you want to get into the basic tier, it's 10,000 Zel that you would have to purchase and stake. And then you would also have to spin up a virtual private server, or you could go bare metal, but it needs 2 cores, 4 gigs of RAM, 50 gigs of hard drive space and a 2.5 terabyte bandwidth. So that's pretty substantial for your basic node. Many master nodes out there don't require anywhere near that, but ZelNodes are going to be doing something much more significant than just verifying transactions. The basic node itself probably will do a little more than just that, but I have a feeling that with the 4 gig RAM requirement, there could be additional resources being tapped into to increase the speed of transactions and to really take full advantage of these lower tier nodes, because they will probably have more low tier basic nodes on the network than they will have super or BAMF nodes on the net. It's just the nature of it, right? The other thing is here, the super nodes require a larger buy-in of 25,000 Zel. And of course, you're going to have to bump up the requirements for the node itself. So now it's up to 4 cores, 8 gigs of RAM, 150 gigs of hard drive space, and 4 terabytes of bandwidth. That's pretty substantial, and I think that most people may find that somewhat cost prohibitive on popular online service providers for VPSs like Volter, or even on OVH, which has been pretty reasonable, but I think you'll find that their cloud servers are going to charge more than you may get back from this particular node. It may be a better option to run bare metal here if you can get something like an Intel NUC and run one of these with 150 gig SSD. That should be pretty standard for most NUCs you can buy for a couple $100. And I'm going to build one myself, so stay tuned for that. Lastly, we've got the ZelNode BAMF here, which is 100,000 Zel. So this is the big one, right? And it requires even more cores. 8 cores, 32 gigs of RAM, 600 gigs of SSD, and 6 terabytes of bandwidth. So it seems to me that these nodes are going to be the ones responsible for doing most of the grunt work on the network. Okay, so when it comes to the exchange, when it comes to running some of the decentralized apps, those will be the ones that'll be doing most of the work. When these are rare and there aren't enough of them, then the super nodes can pick up some of the slack, and then on down the list, the basic nodes can pick up the remaining slack that's left over. The nice thing here is that we have 3 different levels which allow for 3 different buy-ins. Right now, this 10,000 Zel is only around $300. As for the reward structure, they're going to break this down into 2 categories. First is proof of work mining, which is on the Equihash 1445 algorithm. And 75% of the block reward will go to proof of work miners. So that's all the GPU miners right now. Then 25% of the block reward will go to these node operators. But that's going to be split 3 ways. After that, we have the basic getting 15%, the super nodes getting 25%, and the BAMFs getting 60%. All right, but remember, all of this is of the 25% of the actual block reward. So if you want to just do some very quick math here, supposing the block reward is 150 Zel, you can multiply that by 25%. That brings you down to 37.5 coins. That's what 1 block reward would be for the nodes. And then if we want to decide which one gets what portion here, so 37.5 times 15% would give us 5.625 Zel for running a basic node. Okay, and then by the same token, if we looked at the BAMF times 60%, that would give us 22.5 coins for the BAMF. So you get the highest amount of reward for running the most expensive server here for sure. But again, you'd have to do the math yourself and see if that was going to put you where you needed to be to justify running one of these. Then the other side of it is if you're running bare metal and you're doing it yourself in your home where you have lower electricity costs and you want to support this network, then I think it's a very altruistic goal to try and accommodate future development for a project that has a lot going for it. If you'd like more information about the ZelCash project, then I would recommend you take a look at their white paper. This is version 2, and the majority of the information that I just shared with you came from this paper, and it tells you everything that you need to know, not only about ZelCash, but the protocols that they're using, the shielding protocols that they adopted from ZCash, and all of the different future projects that they have on the docket moving forward, including the exchange, the decentralized app store, and then some. I also want to touch upon their marketing plan. This is version 1 of their plan for how to get the word out there about ZelCash. I'll let you do most of the reading here on your own, but what I will highlight for you are the goals of this marketing plan, which include finding a target audience, which is you guys. There are many different ways of reaching out to an audience. YouTube is one of them, probably the primary way in which people are learning about new crypto projects right now. Of course, there's the Discord server, and then there's Medium posts, Reddit, Bitcoin Talk, a few other forums out there, Facebook, Twitter. So there's definitely ways to get the word out there. But unless people are talking about it and spreading that word, it's kind of hard to do. That's why number 2 is create momentum in the media. How do you create momentum? Well, you post frequently, you talk about something frequently, you get people interested, and hopefully that creates enough of a buzz that they continue to talk about it. And after that, you have hopefully a follow-up plan where you find another way of talking about it or offer another thing or whatever the case may be. So in our case, I think it's the roadmap. The roadmap is leading us to the decentralized exchange. If that launches at the end of, even if it's at the end of quarter 3, it's still a launch. It's still something that everybody's working towards. And the end of this month, we have the launch of the node system. So on January 31st, that's when the nodes will go live. So people will be given the opportunity to get involved in this right away. So I think it's something to definitely put on your map for the end of this month. In addition to that, increased brand recognition. Again, how do you do that? Keep it top of mind. Make sure that people know who you are, what you stand for, what you do, what's your product. That's why I started with the ZelCore Wallet, because you got to know what this thing is before you can be interested in it. And so if you look at it and you go, wow, it's an attractive wallet. I can store all my assets there securely with one username and use my cell phone too. Wow. I mean, like, it does everything. So think about that for a minute. This is a very convenient project. So I have yet to see another one like it. Then ongoing integration with cryptocurrency exchanges. That's key, right? You got to be able to buy the coin. But then again, if they have their own DEX and all you got to do is put your Bitcoin in the wallet and then you can trade your Bitcoin for Zel, well, yeah, that makes it very easy too. So this is just going to, I think, become more and more convenient, provided the support is there from the community and the nodes operate as anticipated and they're able to take full advantage of development within this ecosystem. So yeah, there's a lot of caveats there, but at the same time, they're building a foundation. All right, we've already got the blockchain, we've already got the ecosystem in place. It's just a matter of making sure that each of the rungs is supported, and we're in the midst of that right now. And speaking of support, I just want to highlight the Zel community pool. This is a project that I decided to personally get involved in because when I saw them asking for somebody to step up to the plate, basically, and create a community pool, I said, you know what? I could probably do something like that for them. So I contacted my friends over at pickaxe.pro and I said, is there any way I could enlist you guys to create a pool for the Zel community? And they said, yeah, we could make that happen. And so we worked out this little setup here, and you can see it's operating smashingly. All right, we've got 203 miners, 457 workers. It's a lot of GPUs right now, and over 113 kilosouls per second. So we've taken a huge chunk of the mining hash rate away from some of the other pools that were getting dangerously close to the 51% mark. And you know what that means in the blockchain space. Anybody who has more than 51% of the hashing power can start to manipulate the blockchain. So we want to make sure that that's not a possibility, hence the need for the community pool. Also, right now, we're running a 0% fee for the next week. And that fee will start to change depending on what the hash rate is. If the hash rate goes too high here, they'll start to raise the fee a little bit to sort of compensate and try and discourage people from mining all in one location. We want to spread the hash rate, okay? So this gives the Zel community a little bit more of an opportunity to help mitigate the 51% attack, but also to offer specials, giveaways, and different types of promotions right here for mining on the community pool. So I'm so proud of this, and I'm really happy that I could contribute it to the project. I hope that you guys are able to take advantage of this and that it works as well for you as it does for me. And that brings us to the end of my review on the ZelCash project. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button, ding the bell, make sure you get updates. Let me know what you think about this project in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Also, this video is not monetized, so if you want to support my channel and what I do, please consider making a donation on Patreon. I have links down in the description below. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this and that you learned something from it. And do check out the Zel project. Talk about it with your friends. Start using the app. Link it to your phone. See how easy it is to take advantage of the two-factor authentication and the extra security features that every wallet should have. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. God bless.